Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. This is EmoNews, every moment online. In tonight's headlines, Dominica launches new recycle campaign with UNDP. Doasco addresses water supply interruptions. T-Village Creole 2025 closes on a high note. FIFA Vice President and Concacaf President visits Dominica. And World Creole Music Festival 2025 kicks off tonight. These and more stories coming up next.
Land of the bouillon, home of the nature island vibe, 3 nights of hits, one unforgettable flight, WCMF 2285, finish day for the view, I'm a lips.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and this is a news broadcast for the 24th of October 2025. And today is recognized as Chapeau Pie Day, where everyone wears a straw hat, which is part of our culture. And with that said, Chapeau Pie. Let's look at local news. The Dominica Water and Sewage Company, Doasco, has responded to concerns from customers affected by ongoing water interruptions under the WA1 system, which serves communities from Mero to Castle Comfort. According to the company, heavy rainfall over the past few days caused flooding along the Springfield River, clogging the intake with silt and disrupting water flow. Doasco's technical team has since cleared the blockage, but the high turbidity continues to delay full restoration. Customers in lower areas will receive water first, while those in higher elevations may experience longer delays as the system stabilizes. Meanwhile, water interruptions in Grand Bay, Tete Monde, Soufriere, and Grand Fort are linked to similar issues caused by the recent rains. Doasco is urging customers to conserve water and to store adequate supplies during this period. The company has apologized for the inconvenience and thanked the public for their patience and cooperation. The Ministry of Environment, through the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation, DSWMC, and in partnership with UNDP Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, has launched the Keep Dominica Clean and Green, Sort It at the Source initiative at T-Village Creole. The campaign encourages the public to separate waste where it is created, clearly labeled bins, yellow for plastics and gray for general waste, have been installed at T-Village Creole and will be introduced at future national events to promote responsible waste management. DSWMC General Manager Florian Mitchell emphasized that waste is a resource that can be reused if sorted properly, adding that this initiative aims to inspire collective responsibility for a cleaner Dominica. Minister for Environment Honorable Cozier Frederick endorsed the program, describing it as a movement toward a cleaner, greener Dominica and encouraged citizens to take pride in protecting the island's environment. UNDP resident representative Ms. Limia El-Tayeb reaffirmed UNDP's commitment, noting that real change begins with community action and highlighting the importance of partnerships in creating a sustainable future. This campaign builds on ongoing collaboration between the Ministry of Environment and UNDP, supporting efforts to empower communities, especially in the Kainago territory, to safeguard Dominica's natural heritage. T-Village Creole came to a close on Thursday night with even more vibes and excitement. The 4-day event attracted thousands of patrons who turned out to celebrate Dominica's rich culture and creativity. Hundreds of entrepreneurs showcased products that are truly unique to Dominica, from local punches, honey, soaps, and oils to Creole accessories and traditional cuisine. The final night featured electrifying performances from Rio, Signal Band, First Serenade, and other local entertainers and cultural groups. Based on our observations, EmoNews can confirm that T-Village Creole 2025 was a resounding success. Also in local news this evening, The long-anticipated 2025 World Creole Music Festival is finally here. The 3 nights of pulsating rhythms kicks off tonight at the Winter Park Sports Stadium. The opening night lineup features Burning Flames, Gill, Halibut, Midnight Groovers, New Look, Oswald, Roman Virgo, Steel Pulse, and Triple K International. This year's event promises to be one of the biggest yet as the World Creole Music Festival celebrates its 25th anniversary. Thousands of visitors from across the world have already arrived in Dominica to be part of this milestone celebration. The event will take place at the Winter Park Sports Stadium from tonight until Sunday. The Ministry of Health is providing some useful tips or reminders for the general public during the festive season. Let's take a special report from the Ministry of Health.
As we celebrate our 47th year of independence, it is very important that we be safe during the CWO. Today, in our media update, we present 2 very important departments. First, the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit will speak to individual safety, while the Environmental Health Department will speak about safety at our events. We present first Crefenia James Turney, the officer in charge in the Office of the Director of the National Drug Abuse Prevention Unit.
Good day, everyone. As we continue to celebrate this festive season, it is a time of joy and togetherness. But it's also a period where risky behaviors, particularly substance use, tend to increase. We want to take this opportunity to remind our citizens and visitors, especially our young people, to celebrate responsibly. We continue to see the harmful effects of excessive alcohol consumption and the use of illegal substances, particularly during mass gatherings. These choices not only put individuals at risk, but also endangers the family, the community, and our nation as a whole. This season, we strongly urge everyone to avoid underage drinking. We are asking the parents and the guardians to play your part by monitoring and guiding your children. Know where they are. Also, avoid excessive alcohol use. Celebrations should not end in regret, accidents, or violence. Moderation is key. Say no to illegal drugs. One bad decision can have lifelong consequences. Practice moderation. If you choose to drink alcohol, do so responsibly and never mix one drink with another. Do not mix drinking and driving. If you have to drink, get a designated driver. Look out for one another. Do not be selfish. A true celebration means ensuring your friends and loved ones get home safely. As a department, we remain committed to education and outreach, but prevention starts with personal responsibility. At the Drug Prevention Unit, throughout the years, we have engaged in various activities and programs. We have just concluded the prison reintegration program with the prison inmates of the Dominica State Prison. During that program, we had 23 males and 1 female in attendance. At present, we are collaborating with the Traffic Department of the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force, where there's a draft copy of a road safety handbook that persons who are going to get their license will be privy to very soon. At our department, we are also in the process of producing a newsletter, which will be highlighting the programs and activities of the unit, and this should be out at the end of the year. On the 24th of October, we will be at the 3 gas stations in Canefield, where we will be having our gas station campaign, where we will be distributing information on the effects of harmful substances, where people have to be careful during the festive season. Also in the East Southeast, the Drug Abuse Prevention Officer, together with the Youth Officer, will be doing walkthroughs throughout the month. As a department, we remain committed to education and outreach, but prevention starts with personal responsibility. Let us make this festive season memorable for the right reasons, filled with joy, laughter, and safe celebrations. Together, we can protect our communities, safeguard our youth, and build a safer Dominica. Thank you.
And from the Environmental Health Department, Kalma Louis, Senior Environmental Health Officer.
Let me take this opportunity to wish the general public a good day. As Dominica celebrates its independence season, a time of cultural pride, local cuisine, and community festivity, the Ministry of Health, Wellness, and Social Services, Environmental Health Department, is reminding the public that food safety must, and I repeat, must remain a priority. During this festive period, food plays a critical role in our celebration. To ensure everyone enjoys a safe and healthy season, the Environmental Health Department is urging both vendors and consumers to practice safe food at all times. For our food vendors, you are reminded to ensure food handler certification is up to date. Ensure food is prepared and served in a sanitary condition. Practice good personal hygiene, including frequent hand washing with soap and water. Dress appropriately. Dress using your hairnets, your apron, clean clothes, no sleeveless, and no excessive jewelry. Use clean utensils and containers to prepare and serve food at all times. And of course, the consumers, you are also encouraged to take personal precaution of where you eat. If you are purchasing food that is supposed to be hot, ensure that it is steaming. Likewise, if you are purchasing the cold food, ensure that you feel. Finally, we would like to send out a message to our event organizers to contact the Environmental Health Department to inform us of your events and the vendors operating at your event so they can be vetted to ensure that they are in compliance with the food hygiene standards, as well as officers from the department can be assigned to conduct your mass gathering surveillance during your event to prevent any form of foodborne illness. Our environmental health officers will be on the site during the events to ensure compliance by vendors to protect the public's health. Eat safe, live well, celebrate Dominica. Happy Independence.
The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Social Services thanks you for tuning in to this health update.
And that's all for local news this evening. Regional news coming up after this break. And now for regional news. A small plane crashed and burst into flames shortly after takeoff in Venezuela, killing 2 people and injuring 2 others. According to reports from the Telegraph and local outlet El Nacional, a Cheyenne aircraft departing from Paramillo Airport in Táchira struggled to gain altitude before veering, hitting the ground and exploding in San Cristobal National Park. A video of the incident shows the plane tilting moments after liftoff as onlookers screamed in shock. The victims were reportedly identified as Tony Bartone and Juan Maldonado. Authorities believe the pilot lost control after a tire blew out. Firefighters, civil defense, and police arrived at the scene around noon. Also in Venezuela, the Venezuela's defense minister has issued a strong warning to the United States following President Donald Trump's recent comments about authorizing covert CIA operations against the country. Minister Vladimir Padrino said Thursday that Venezuela is aware of CIA presence within its borders, but insisted that any attempt will fail. President Trump announced last week that he had approved covert CIA action targeting Venezuela and was considering military strikes against what he described as drug cartels operating on land, following earlier operations against alleged trafficking boats at sea. The Venezuelan government has condemned the statements, calling them a violation of its sovereignty. Also in regional news, the Caribbean Development Bank has awarded US $100,000 to Native Photo Limited of Trinidad and Tobago to develop a digital stock photography platform featuring authentic Caribbean images and videos. The project, titled Unlocking Caribbean Pride Through Stock Media, aims to empower local creators, preserve regional heritage, and reduce dependence on foreign stock content. The CDB's Lisa Harding says the initiative highlights the bank's commitment to innovation and the region's growing creative economy. Native Photo plans to onboard over 100 photographers within a year and launch features like authenticity, verification, and curated Caribbean collections. Managing Director Derek Drayton calls the grant a major step toward making Native Photo the Caribbean's hub for genuine visual storytelling. And that's all for regional news this evening. Stay tuned for international after this break.
Why them come they para for me? Why everybody come they para for me? Why them come they para for me?
And now for international news. A major joint crackdown on terrorism and financing has led to 83 arrests across 6 African countries, following a groundbreaking operation coordinated by Interpol and Afripol. The initiative, called Operation Catalyst, ran from July to September 2025 and focused on the disrupting of financial networks that fund terrorism and related crimes. Authorities screened more than 15,000 people and entities, uncovering around US $260 million in funds potentially tied to terrorist activity. Of those arrested, 21 were linked directly to terrorism, while others face charges related to fraud, money laundering, cyber scams, and illegal use of virtual assets. Interpol Secretary General Valdesi Urquiza hailed the operation as a first-of-its-kind collaboration between financial crime, cybercrime, and counter-terrorism units across Africa, emphasizing that such cooperation is vital to staying ahead of evolving threats. Additional investigations are ongoing to recover more illicit funds and dismantle networks fueling terrorist activities. And news out of Brooklyn. Federal prosecutors have charged more than 30 people, including several well-known figures from the NBA, in 2 major gambling schemes. Court documents unsealed reveal that one group, made up of a current player and a former coach, allegedly used insider information about upcoming games to place lucrative bets, raking in hundreds of thousands of dollars. In a separate case, Portland Trail Blazers head coach Chauncey Billups is accused of taking part in a series of rigged high-stakes poker games run by mafia-connected organizers. Those games reportedly cheated players out of more than $7 million. Authorities say the investigations exposed deep ties between professional sports insiders and organized crime networks exploiting the booming online betting industry. The NBA has not yet commented on the charges. And now moving over to France, another museum heist has made headlines, this time at the Maison de Lumière in Langres, a museum dedicated to philosopher Denis Diderot. Around 2,000 gold and silver coins, valued at roughly 90,000 euros, were stolen during a late-night raid on Sunday. Staff discovered the theft when they arrived to open the museum on Tuesday, finding a smashed display case. Officials say the coins were chosen with great expertise, suggesting the thieves knew exactly what they were after. The incident comes just hours after the daring theft of French crown jewels from the Louvre, marking yet another major blow to the country's cultural institutions. And that's all for international news this evening. The sports segment is coming up next after this break.
Something big is coming to Dominica. A game for the people, by the people. Are you ready to match 5?
Welcome to the sports segment. The FIFA Vice President and Concacaf President, Victor Montagalini, along with 6-member delegation from Concacaf, arrived in Dominica yesterday for a one-day official visit. During their stay, Mr. Montagalini and his team are scheduled to meet with the executive members of the Dominica Football Association and tour the DFA Technical Center in Stockfarm. The team is also scheduled to meet with Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. A welcome ceremony was led in honor of President Montagalini and his delegates that evening. Mr. Glenn Etienne, President of the Dominica Football Association, welcomed President Montagalini and his delegates to Dominica.
It is with deep pride and heartfelt appreciation that I welcome you all to this very special occasion. The official visit of the President of Concacaf, President Victor, to the Commonwealth of Dominica. Mr. President, on behalf of the Dominica Football Association, the government, and the warm and welcoming people of the Nature Island, I extend our sincerest and most cordial welcome to you. We are deeply honored to have you with us, and even more delighted for this official visit to our shores. Allow me also to extend a very special welcome to the members of your delegation who have accompanied you on this important visit. We are grateful for this presence and for the support they continue to provide to the football family across our region. Your entire team is most welcome to our beautiful island, and we trust that you will all feel the warmth and hospitality that Dominica is known for.
Mr. Etienne also highlighted Concacaf's valuable support and partnership as they work together to improve football on the island and express gratitude for such partnership.
Dominica has received tremendous support from developmental programs and coach education initiative to assistance in strengthening our competition and improving our football infrastructure. You have been a true partner, one who continues to inspire us to build a football system that not only develops talent, but also contributes to national pride, unity, and community development.
Flamboyant dancers were also present and had a presentation. President Montegalini took to the podium and had this to say.
It's not about winning the World Cup or going to the World Cup. Sure, of course, everybody wants to do that. The reality is that what football really is a journey. It's a journey of a human experience. And nothing embodies that really more than your president. When I first met Glenn, almost 10 years ago now, Concacaf, and I'll use Glenn's words, was a mess. And we took on a vision of one Concacaf. One Concacaf coming together, as you can see by our logo, as you can see our logo right here, 41 diamonds. Dominica is one of them. Well, I can't use your colors officially, but you're one of them. We embodied on the vision of collectivity, a vision on unity, because that's the only way, as in football, that's the only way you can move forward, when the 11 players on the pitch move as one.
Tokens of appreciation was gifted from both sides honoring this great partnership. The team also visited Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. And now get ready for some thrilling volleyball action. The ECVA Under-23 Men's Championship is set to take place from November 12th to 16th, 2025 at the YMCA in St. John's, Antigua. This exciting tournament will spotlight the next generation of volleyball talent from across the Eastern Caribbean. Teams from Dominica, St. Lucia, Antigua and Barbuda, Grenada, Anguilla, and St. Vincent will battle it out for regional glory. Fans can expect 5 days of high-energy matches, sportsmanship and island pride, all under one roof. Soccer legend Lionel Messi is staying with the Inter Miami through 2028. The club confirmed the contract extension Thursday, a big boost for Major League Soccer. The 8-time Ballon d'Or winner led the league with 29 goals this season and remains among the finalists for MVP. Inter Miami's David Beckham says Messi's commitment reflects the club's vision to bring world-class talent to the city and is keeping global eyes on North American soccer ahead of the 2026 World Cup. And that's all for the sports segment. Stay tuned for the weather report from the Dominica Meteorological Service.
People come well just for the cultural gala, yes. Time to show our cultural heritage as we face one another era of culture, yes. We could demonstrate our bouillon things. Dress up in our duet, dress up in our cassette, telling Kotokoitori. People say, oh gosh, who are we? When we say Tintin Basek, that means we give full respect to our cultural heritage, regardless of color, creed, or age. Look at Batabula to Boma. Look at Wule Tabula to Boma. Pakite music la champagne. Look at Batabula to Boma.
Hello, good day, and welcome to our weather broadcast for today, Friday, October 24th. I am your presenter, Annie Carreto Joseph. Let's begin by taking a look at Tropical Storm Melissa, and currently Melissa is located south of the Greater Antilles and it is moving at near 1 mile per hour. Melissa is expected to intensify into a major hurricane over the weekend as it moves south of Jamaica. Currently there are tropical storm warnings and hurricane watches in effect for Jamaica and for Haiti. Now let's take a look at the satellite imagery, and we can see this large area of cloudiness associated with Tropical Storm Melissa. And Melissa is expected to dump quite a bit of rainfall over Jamaica and Haiti over the weekend. Now let's move across the Atlantic, and we have this area of cloudiness associated with a westward moving tropical wave. This wave is expected to remain out there for some time. Closer home across the Les Antilles, we have the Atlantic high pressure system being the dominant feature, and there are quite a bit of patches of low level clouds which is moving with the wind flow across the islands, maintaining partly cloudy to cloudy skies. Now as we zoom in on Dominica, you can see these low level clouds drifting in from the southeast, moving across the island, and this general motion is expected to continue throughout the course of the day and tonight. Radar imagery indicated some showers across Dominica during the course of the morning. Conditions for tonight: partly cloudy to cloudy skies with a few showers. Some slight haze is expected tonight and into tomorrow morning as well. Temperatures to be down to about 23 degrees Celsius along the coasts, and in the elevated interior down to about 21 degrees Celsius. Again, winds generally out of the southeast picking to near 25 kilometers per hour. As we look at tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday and Monday, this general pattern is expected to continue. Partly cloudy to cloudy skies with some showers from time to time. Temperatures to peak near 33 degrees Celsius along the coast, remain relatively warm, especially the west coast. Nights to cool to near 23 degrees Celsius throughout and down to about 21 in the interior. Winds are generally out of the southeast, peaking to near 25 kilometers per hour throughout the next 3 days. Marine conditions: seas tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, peaking to near 5 feet on the east, 3 feet on the west, and on Monday we see a slight increase to about 7 feet on the east. There are some alterations between some northerly and southerly swells from time to time. As a result, you may see the on and off of some ground swells. As a result, a high surf advisory will remain in effect over the weekend. Mariners, you're advised to exercise some caution when venturing out. The sun will rise tomorrow at 6 a.m. and set at 5:39 p.m. Our high tides tomorrow will be at 6:56 a.m. and 6:02 p.m., while the low tides will be at 12:38 a.m. and 11:34 a.m. For up-to-date information, you can scan this QR code and follow our WhatsApp channel, or you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Dominica Met, or our website at weather.gov.dm. Thank you for viewing, and join us next week for your next weather broadcast. To have a good weekend.
And this brings us to the end of tonight's news broadcast for the 24th of October 2025. I'm your presenter, Rick Francis, and on behalf of the entire newscast, we say thank you for viewing. This is EmoNews, every moment online. Good night.